Chapter 8 Why We Hate Pirates So Much. Now, in case you're wondering why we hate pirates so much, it's because, as both Jill and I have already mentioned, we were all captured by a pirate. And not just any pirate, we were captured by the worst pirate of them all, Captain Wooden. Do you remember that wooden head we found in the shark? If you don't, go back to page 65 and have a look. If you do remember the wooden head, then you will already know that what a horrible looking pirate Captain Woodenhead was, and you can go straight to the start of the next paragraph and read the rest of our story. Then you will understand why we hate pirates so much. As Jill has already mentioned, Captain Woodenhead was one of the most terrifying, horrible, and hideous wooden-headed pirate ever to sail the seven seas. Sure, he rescued us all, but only to return us into his pirate slaves, even the animals. As for me and Terry and Drew, Captain Woodenhead forced us to build enormous piles of potatoes, risk our lives repairing the rigging. Dig hundreds of really deep holes for all the chests of stolen treasure. And worst of all, he made us clean the polish of pop deck. One day, he were cleaning the poop deck when Terry said, "I hate pirates. They're disgusting. How many times do I have to tell you?" I said, "Keep your voice down. Captain Woodenhead won't hear you." "He won't hear me," says Terry. "He's only got stupid wooden ears." "He's a stupid wooden-headed, wooden-eared, poopy pants." "Hey, I hear that," bellowed Captain Woodenhead, who was hiding behind a barrel. "I've had enough of your machine symmetrics. It's the plank for you lot. And you stink animals." No, not the animals, said Jill. "They didn't do anything." "Yes, they did," said Captain Woodenhead. "They're stinking on my ship, just like you and your nappy-wearing crybaby friends. Get walking." He pulled out his cutlass and began using it to pull us toward the plank. "Hey, cut it out," I said, batting his cutlass away with handle of my mouth. "That thing hurts." "Ah, so it's a fight you want, is it?" said Captain Woodenhead. "Well, I give you a fight. On guard." I readily had time to get my mom into position before he came rushing at me, waving his cutlass. He slipped, I ducked. I slipped, he ducked. He slipped, I ducked. I slipped, he ducked. He slipped, I ducked. I slipped, he ducked, but a little to the right. Boink! His wooden head went flying off his neck over to the side of the ship and splashed it into the water below. It bubbled around the surface of a moment before one of the sharks that were always hanging around the boat leaped out of the water and swallowed it in one gulp. Uh-oh, said Terry. I don't think Captain Woodenhead's head is going to like that. Or his body either, said Jill. Look out! Captain Woodenhead's headless body was standing angrily around the deck with the leaves sweeping the heads off and crew members unfortunate enough to get in his way. We had to get out of there and fast, but the only safe place was the plank. We ran out onto it, me, Terry, Jill, and all the animals. We huddled in a big timber bunch, hoping we'd be safe. And we were, but not for so long. Soon Captain Woodenhead's body came stumbling out after us. We looked at the man-eating sharks below. We looked at the angry headless pirate with the enormous sword coming toward us. We looked at each other. Jump! I said. Jump! Said the others. We jumped. The sharks formed a hungry circle around us. Yes, said Terry. We're going to be eaten alive. No, we are not, said Jill. I've had a talk to them. And she did. And not only did she convince them not to eat us, but she also got them to help us escape in our paddle boat, which is tied to the back of the pirate ship. The shark quickly chewed through the thick ropes and then pulled us through the water faster than any paddle boat has ever traveled before. But as fast as we were traveling, we couldn't shake Captain Woodenhead. He was speeding after us in the ship, now wearing a lampshade in the place of his head. And just when it might have through things couldn't get any worse, well, it did. A huge storm blew up it and began to rain and rain and rain. There was a booming thunder, bolts of lightning, hailstones as big as baseballs, and enormous waves. Our little paddleboard was tossing about like a toy on the rough seas and had before we knew it, we were surfing down the face of the biggest wave any of us had ever seen. The trouble was, so was the pirate ship. It was surfing down the wave right behind us. That's when we saw land up ahead. Well, when I said land, it means a wall of steep, rocky cliffs. Our little paddleboat crashed onto the rock, but amazingly, we all imagined to make it safely to shore. The pirate ship, however, wasn't so lucky. It was smashed to pieces, and we never saw Captain Woodenhead or any of his crew ever again. Over the next few days, we collected pieces of Captain Woodenhead's broken pirate ship and used this to build the first level of our treehouse. We also decided to keep the sharks because even though they are scary, they are also, as I mentioned earlier, really cool. Meanwhile, Jill found an abandoned cottage on the other side of the forest and decided it would make a perfect home for her and all her animals. Anyway, that's the story of how we all met and how we came to be living here and why we hate pirates so much. Wow, says Terry, you are good at telling stories, Andy. As you were describing the storm, I could practically feel the wind and the rain, see the lightning, and hear the thunder. Yeah, me too. Guys, said Jill, I hate to tell you this, but the reason you can feel wind and rain, see lightning, and hear thunder is not because Andy is such a good storyteller, but because there really is wind and rain and lightning and thunder. There is a very big thunder headed our way. Uh-oh, just right. Looks like we were for a rough night. We better stop doing the book for a while and make sure the treehouse is okay. Stay dry and see you when the storm is over. Goodbye, see you soon.